Alright guys, we're back to Island. Last time, I made a mistake. I chose the wrong choice. And we got a bad ending, basically. Yes, so now I'm gonna choose the right one. And as you can tell, it's highlighted. This is what I chose before and it was the wrong path. Now we're gonna choose the bottom one and let's see what it takes us. I'm the same as Sarah. I didn't spend all this time with her because I wanted to make some memories. That's not why I'm here. I can't die for you either. These are my true feelings. If Sarah's life was in danger right in front of me, I'd most definitely try and help her. But I wouldn't mind doing anything to accomplish that. But what if sacrificing my own life were the only way to save her? In that case, I'd probably leave her to die. I may end up regretting it deeply later, but I'm sure that's the choice I'd make. Because Sarah and I are comrades, nothing more. And if one of us collapses along the way, it's the other's task to take up their load and keep on moving. That's what it means to be comrades. But
なら、私のことは気にしないでください。私の弱音なんて、いちいち気にかけないでください。
well, I mean, I'll try to.
いつものことですから。
Is she going to keep on repeating the same cycle? Is she going to forget about yesterday's disappointment and today's despairs just to go through the same things all over again tomorrow? Hasn't she considered that doing so will lead her nowhere? Yeah, nothing's changed. Everything is bound to experience disappointments in their futures. Everybody, my bad, and everybody will be overcome by despair at some point. Now that I have the right to talk, having no memories of any such things. But I'm sure I've experienced them before. That's why I can't afford to stand still there. There's no need to. Sorry for bringing up these weird things.
いえ、気にしていませんから。
Sarah smiles as if she really is unfazed. I see, this is how she's been living up until now.
では早速、今後の作戦会議といきましょう。
Her disappointment and despair is what keeps her going. I should use her as an example to follow and do the same. About that, there's something I've been wondering. I finally remember what I was about to say. It wasn't just a random whim. I've definitely seen something about that connection between sea serpents and soot blight syndrome before. Oh yeah, the library. I remember that. The True Legends of Urashima. That's right. It's the book I found with Rine. One of the illustrations in it showed a woman dressed in black together with some kind of snake. Thinking back, the picture must have been... Let's go, Sara.
Eh?
We're gonna investigate the library. To the underground library. There, we'll find what we're looking for. Yay, at the underground library. Isn't this where I found that note that said Setsuna must die or something? Yeah. That's been a while. It's been over a year since I started this game. The moment we step inside, Sarah lets out a gasp of amazement. It's my second time here, but the sheer amount of books still dazzles me. Rina's father, Ohara Norimasa, was a folklorist. Dang it, say it correctly. Folklorist. And apparently he was doing research on the island. Why didn't this place come to mind as soon as Sarah said she was going to send off the soot blight syndrome? I must have been afraid. I felt as if the person who left that threat towards me is still... Oh yeah, that's right. No, maybe the reason was much simpler. I've been ignoring that past. I thought that someone from the future, the past didn't matter to me. And there was no need for me to know it. But that was just isn't right. He summarized the results of his research in, here it is, it's this book. I pick up the book from a pile. The True Legends of Urashima. Look at this page, Sara. I opened the page in question and handed it to her. This might actually help. This might actually help a lot, yeah. She seems to have caught on immediately.
ヘビ、 ですね。
It looks like, and look at this woman's clothing. She's covering all of her skin. Sure, looks like a supply syndrome patient to me.
しかし、これは。
She starts to say something, but then seems to change her mind and swallows her words. I already know what she was going to say. This woman obviously looks like a witch. So the witches don't represent the Garando family. They seem to represent supply syndrome patients as a whole. The legend says that the disease is a curse cast upon the islanders by a witch, but in fact, it's the ill who were taken for witches and treated with a contempt.
では、魔女の住む島、暴流島というのは。
Sara's question presses me to scan the page for further information. I'm trying to pick up some keywords from amongst the scientific jargon. The custom of exiling criminal sinners and the contaminated exists all over Japan. Urashima, which is a single island far removed from the mainland, could be considered a perfect location for a penal colony.
この汚れを負ったものというのが梅門病患者のことでしょうか。
Most likely. Oh, no, I'm sure it's not just them. It probably refers to anybody affected with it. Oh, yeah, true. Not just suplex syndrome. Makes sense. Look, it also mentions serpents. Serpents have traditionally been linked to dragons and are worshipped as a messenger of the gods. Therefore, people who were bitten by snakes were said to have incurred the wrath of the gods and were punished for their sins. Back then, there weren't any effective ways to treat diseases. The ill were feared, shunned, and despised. That's actually true. Nowadays, on this island, supply syndrome patients are still treated that way. There's nothing strange about that. If the disease were contagious, the lives of everybody in the village would be in danger if it were ignored. And in order for the groups to survive, it is necessary to expel the weak. The community on this island descended from the gathering of exiles, and the mainlanders derogatorily called it the island where witches dwell. So Buryojima referred to this island.
それでは、カランド家、私の祖先は。
They had the power to drive pestilence away. No, it's the exact opposite.
私たちも病人や罪人だったんですか。
Eventually, they created a legend. It allowed them to assert that they were no criminals and they had to legitimately reason to govern the island, and to paint over the stigma that they were witches.
ガランド家はこの島にとって特別な存在ではなかったのですか。
No, that doesn't seem to be entirely right either. I flipped to the next page and skimmed over it. It outlines the history of the formation of Urashima. The true purpose of the deportations was the stabilization of society. The system was deemed necessary in order to fortify social structure by removing any impurities. The same can be said about the small community of Urashima. By expelling the corrupt and contaminated, the mainland was able to obtain peace. But it's impossible to erase any impurities from this world by simply pretending that they don't exist. That's why history repeated itself on this island. The Garando family were the ones who first proposed the subjugation of the island. They started ostracizing those who treated the island's public peace. I unconsciously stopped flipping the pages. Want to stop? There's no response, but Sara does not either. I flipped to the next page. They were especially, I'm pretty sure she's reading at the same pace as I'm reading. They were especially thorough in dealing with sufferers of supply syndrome, the mysterious disease they feared. Newborn children were deliberately exposed to the sun, and if they displayed any symptoms, they were executed on the spot. Oh, that's disturbing. That's so purposely put him in front of the, yeah, I mean, if you prove any newborn child under the sun, they're gonna get sunburned. That's just... I mean, come on, it's a newborn child. She has believed in the legend and prophecy since she was little. It was her only solace after having lost her parents, but what's written here is the opposite of everything she believes. There's no doubt that this contributed to saving the island. In order to save the majority of the people, a minority had to be sacrificed. But just how brutal can people get? How far can they go in order to survive and still get away with it? It was turned into common practice, and the ceremony became known as the Sun Tribute. The Fire Tribute ceremony, which is still performed at Urashima Shrine today, is said to have been derived from this. Fire Tribute?
覚えています。母が大きな松明を手に待っているのを。それは幻想的で、子供心に憧れて、いつか自分もやってみたいと思っていました。勝手に真似をして怒られたこともあります。
There must have been a reason why.
一つ一つの動きに意味があるのだから、と。
I see.
それからというもの、手取り足取り、正しい舞い方を叩き込まれました。
The specifics of the ceremony aren't recorded in the book, but they were passed down from my mother to daughter. Sarah is the only person left alive who knows it.
あの舞に、そんな意味があるわけ。
The Sun Tribute has transformed into the Fire Tribute and lost its original purpose. Even its specifics have been lost to history. The past is slowly being forgotten. With the passage of time, the Garando family stopped committing these brutal murders. With the arrival of the Western medicine, Urashima finally started modernizing. However, sufferers of the endemic disease were still discriminated against as of old. Their resistance was still a heavy burden on the island. As long as the disease exists, Urashima will not have a future, or at least so the Garando family believed. Their new policies was to remove the sufferers from the towns and hide them from public view. Even now, several dozen patients still live confined in isolated huts scattered across the island. Sara and I exchanged glances.
まさか。
The hut that we found on the shore and the one in the mountains. Oh, those... Were they building in order to quarantine supply syndrome sufferers? Now they've been abandoned, but when this book was written about 10 years ago, there were still people living in them. In one hut I visited, there lived a young girl all by herself. She might have been separated from her family at a very young age, since she was unable to speak and understand the language. And I decided to give that girl a name, Maya. It's the name of Sarah's friend. So she really existed. And she was quarantined in that small hut because she had supply syndrome. It was probably a secret only known to a handful of adults like Ohara, Nori, Masa, and a member of one of those three families. Of course, there would have been no way of Sara to know at the time, and there should have been no official records of it either. Still, this is a true origin of the stories about people being spirited away.
じゃあ、やっぱりマーヤは火事で。
I can't answer that question. She's been isolated from the community. It's not hard to imagine that everything that it would have been hushed up if she'd been killed by a fire.
そんなわけがありません。
Sara skims over the pages again with bloodshot eyes. However, the answers can't possibly be found here, because this book was written before the fire occurred. Eventually, she reached the final page and stops. The final page contains an afterword. I cannot judge whether or not the conduct of the Garando family was proper. There is also plenty of room for argument as to why they had that special right. However, personally, I wish to believe that they willingly took on the dirty work in our stead. As a member of another of the three families, I cannot blame them for anything they did. The burden of the sin out to be shared by all of us.
罪。
The sin. Is it really a sin to weed out the weak? Or are the weak ones themselves the sinners who deserve to be punished? Or does the sin lie so with society, which is too weak to survive without sacrificing anybody? And who is supposed to bear the punishment for the sin?
嘘ですよ。こんなのは嘘です。
You mean the book?
私たちが罪人のはずがありません。だって私には島を救うという宿命があるんですから。
But what if the destiny was shaped by the sin she inherited from her ancestors? And this the punishment bestowed upon the Garando family to keep on struggling towards the unattainable dream.
こんなのはガランド王家に対するただのやっかみです。ガランド王家を貶めるための妄想です。
The times should be about to change. The threat of supply syndrome and the grudges between the three families are all becoming things of the past, and the children should have been able to gain their freedom.
そうですよ。小原家は自分たちが没落したからってガランド王家の足を引っ張ろうとしてるんです。
But nothing has changed yet. Sara, who was looking towards the future more than anybody, is still trapped in the past. No, maybe that's only natural.
私たちはこんなことしていません。
Sara was looking towards the future. She was just averting her gaze from the past.
刹那さんは信じてくれますよね。
Nevertheless, I can't blame her. I can't blame just her.
どうして何も言ってくれないんですか。
The ones at fault are her ancestors who tried to conceal the past and allow it to fade.
まさか信じたりしませんよね。小原家の人間が書いた本なんて。
That's not true, Sara. I point to the last page in the book. I would like to express my sincerest thanks to Garando Maria for her invaluable advice in writing this book. Garando Maria is my first time seeing this name, but I've got a hunch who it refers to.
お母さん。
It seems like I was right. This book contains the dark pages of the Garando family's history, which they kept concealed from public view. It would have been impossible for someone from the Ohara family to do all this riches by himself. Your mom helped him.
でもどうしてお母さんが。
This one sentence isn't enough for us to understand the full circumstances. However, she probably wanted to bring the chapter to a close. No matter how much the past is concealed and forgotten, it won't erase the sins they committed. If she delayed the atonement even further, her daughter, Sara, would have to take it over. Yeah. In order to close this chapter from the past, it was necessary to publicize the facts. That's why she worked together with the Ohara no Nimasa, Rina's father, to create this book. But they both passed away before it could be published, taking their wish to face up the past with them. No, that's not true. At this very moment, their wish is being conveyed to the next generation. You don't believe your mom? Sara flinches and looks at me with a slight fearful expression. I can see the confusion in her eyes. Everything she believed until today was just disproved by her own mother. And if her own mom can't be trusted, then who can? Didn't you say you wanted to be like your mom when you grew up? She decided to face up to the past. If you ignore any inconveniences and arm yourself with warped logic, the veneer of lies is going to start peeling off one day. And once it's exposed to the salt wind, it's only going to rust. How about you? Is it okay to dream big and to work towards your ideals? There's meaning in trying to make progress, but that only rings true if you know exactly where you're going. you're working towards. If you're just running without believing in whatever lies ahead, then you're just running away. The problem is, what do you believe in?
私は
What do you believe in, Sara? Her mother, who uncovered the past, or the prophecy brought here from the future. What's worth believing in to Sara? Maybe it's her own wish.
私にはそんなことわかるわけないじゃないですか。
That's understandable. It's not as if Sara never doubted whether she was really the one who'd save the island. She's been hesitating almost every day, experiencing anxiety and despair, and yet she's keep on trying to believe with all her heart. She's just barely managing to keep herself together by trying not to hesitate or doubt and trying to expel all thoughts about it from her head.
私には何の力もないんですか。私じゃ誰も救えないんですか。
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
じゃあどうして私はガランドサラなんですか。
That's hard to tell, right? She finally brings up the question she's avoided all this time. What's the meaning of her life?
答えてください、刹那さん。
I'm not the one who can give her the answer. Usually it's something that the parent has to teach their child. It's their responsibility as the one who gave the child life. But Sarah's parents are both gone.
お願いですから教えてください、刹那さん。
What do you want me to say? For a very brief moment, I feel an intense hatred toward Grando Maria, who left nothing but this book when she passed away. If only she was alive, Sarah would have been able to live her life as a normal girl. But
私は何のために生きてきたんですか。
Sarah just declared that she couldn't die for my sake. But what is she living for? All I can do is watch her as her tears strain the page of the book. I can't even stop those tears, much less answer her question. I just declared that I couldn't die for her Sarah's sake. But then why am I here? Why am I here with Sara? Oh, dang it. Another choice. Am I gonna have to repeat this again? Oh. I have a feeling that I am supposed to help her out in a way. Last time I said I will be for her and it was the wrong choice. So in other words, help her or just let her cry. Well, hopefully we... Right, wiping her tears is the least I can do. I'll keep wiping them until her tears run dry. And if they never do, I'll stay by her side forever. Even if we don't know the reason, facts remain that she's here and I'm here too. Sara, I reach out on her face when... Don't tell me I selected the wrong choice. For the love of... A sharp pain shoots through my arm. It's like I have overcome with a sudden muscle ache. What the crap? That scared me. What?
刹那さん。
Suddenly I'm laying powerless on the floor. My body feels heavy, like lead, and I can't move a muscle. I can't even breathe properly. What's this? What's wrong with me?
待っていてください。すぐに人を呼んできます。
But don't leave me here. Sarah's footsteps disappear into the distance, but I can't turn my head to look at her. All I can see in front of is the book lying in front. The pages of the book start flipping as if they have a will on its own. Ah, I'm suffocating. My consciousness is fading. My vision is going dark, and the last thing I see before it fades away completely is the illustration of a woman holding a snake. Please don't tell me that Whoa, this is different. Looks like Maria, doesn't it? Yeah, Sarah's mom from. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right here. I hope I chose the right path. If not, I mean, it seems that it's okay. What I did was right, apparently, but then again, Setsuna ended up suffocating. So I don't know where we are or what happened. And it's obviously that this visual novel has nothing to do with the anime because the anime, yeah, went a totally different way. Yeah, it was too short in my opinion. It should have been 24 episodes, but that's just what I think. It's more complex. It is too many paths, especially when it's a visual novel that you have many routes, and it's complicated. Well, apparently this woman in front of me is Sarah's mom. I can tell by the hair, maybe. Maybe someone else. Who knows? It's probably Sarah's mom for sure. And, well, I don't know if we went back into the past, different storyline, or who knows, or maybe I'm dreaming. We'll find out next time. Well, anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it this far into the video, leave a like, leave a comment if you would like to as well. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys on the next one.